ice cream, I think. Third
Yes.
time in ice cream. So if not everyone knows, the last live that we did got erased by Facebook. So now we are doing it for the third time when it was cut in the middle. I hope Paul is also here, which he always come to our lives.
Yes.
Uh,
Also now hiding, we have this. This is Meta product. We are on Meta side, right? Al? So maybe it will help us. They won't
it,
delete us today. What do you think? It will
I
be.
this is like how we are starting to prepare creating avatars on the metaverse. So step by step.
Yes, 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 yes. It's cool. By the way, you should definitely try that. It's very nice. This game. Yes, we
I
just
think
got.
few years from now we are going to also do automations on the metaverse. Like I think
Yes,
it's like 10, 20 years from now, but we're going to be the start of that.
definitely. I agree. I agree with you. Yes, so Tal, what are we going to speak about today now that it won't be deleted?
We hope it will not get deleted, first of all. Okay, perfect. We're we didn't got deleted. So today we're going to speak about the alternatives of doing social media automation, and our focus today is sharing tools and Instagram, since as I see that today, sharing tools is the best tool that you can use for doing social media automation. But we're going to tell you all the different options so you can select the advantages and the disadvantages. And also, not only that, also like how we see that in the future. Since again, like automation is always a game of cat and mouse, and we want to know how to prepare. We want to know how to do that. Where we believe that what will work for the long term, what is working only right now, what is going to work for the longer time, and why we believe it's like that. So today we're going to talk about, I think, 3 or 4 different tools or techniques. The first one that we're going to talk is about like doing manual automation, just like have army of people doing actions for you. The second of all is we're going to talk about macros. If someone does not know the term macro, macro is when you're running the automation on the phone itself. There are actually 2 different kinds of doing automations on the phone. It will not work on iPhone, only on different kinds of Android. There is a company called Fluke that does it, and also there is a guy called Sion that does it in different scales, of course. We're going to talk about sharing tools, but that will be the last one, and we're going to talk about EB or different APIs, but we're not going to talk a lot about them since they asked. So we're going just to say that if you want to hear more, you can contact us in private or in the Telegram group. The first thing that we're going to talk about is today is again the comparison and what I recommend to do. And the goal today, as I said, is talking about Instagram for small to medium companies. Let's set it up. Small is 5 accounts. Medium can be 2,000 accounts or can be also 3,000 accounts. That what we're talking about can fit to all those agencies, companies, or whatever you're trying to achieve, if it's like lead generation. And again, the last thing is the focus is on Instagram. Everything that I said is also for also LinkedIn and also other platforms with the solution. If you want to check them out, we will not talk about it today, but you can go to Black Hat Growth. And if you can also just share it really quick. Uh, so
Sure.
people
One
can see
second.
it.
Oh, cool. We have some views. This time we have actually even more views. So thank you guys also for joining us. Yes, it's going to be very cool live. And this is basically what Tal spoke about. The black. This is the Black and Growth website. You're welcome to go over here and learn. We have a lot of data and information. It's everything for free. It's including many different tools. So you're welcome just to join. It's free. No need to pay for anything. Um, yeah, Tal, are you ready?
I'm ready. So the first thing that we're going to talk today, and again, if you like to learn about other automations, go to Black Hat Growth. This is a website that me and Adi built with courses on all automation, TikTok, but TikTok, I think, sorry, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and everything. But again, let's go back to our main goal today, is talking about Instagram and different alternative options to do automation. So the first option is doing manual automations, which just mean that you are taking bunch of people in like in third world countries like Philippines. It can be also, for example, India or any other company that which is the labor force is really cheap, or just take from first world employees, but again, it will be just really expensive operation. So the advantage of it is that you are being precise. There is no place for mistake on who you are following, if the people is good or not. But again, because this is we're using a human being to do that, and this is the main advantage. People see like a good growth from there. But again, like let's put it in a scale, less good growth than other options like that we're going to talk about. If I can put it like in the level it will have, like the least followers that will gain, maybe more engagements, since you can also do like comments which are related to the post that you read. For example, if they read about post by cake, so you can say, wow, what a tasty cake, and then the other guy probably will also comment or comment backwards. So this is the advantages, but the disadvantages, as I can see them today, they actually have more blocks than other ways to do that, especially if you're doing 100 follows and 100 unfollows. Maybe if you do 20 or 30, will not face it. But even people that does like actually only on their phones engagement groups, going to daily hashtags, can see blocks and can see like disabled accounts. And especially we're talking like about like a big scale operations, when you have the same phone, same version of phones, you want to put, let's say, 3 to 5 people on a single phone. You will need to each of them a SIM card. Each of the phones have a serial number. Each phone that you have something called IMEI, which is the serial number of the phone that the platform can see as well. So even if you are like deleting the account and putting a new account, they have access to the IMEI of the phone. You cannot. There are some phones that you can mimic it and change it, but it's actually really complicated to do that. Some countries it's even illegal. You should read about it. I'm not going to advise what's legal and what's not okay to change the IMEI. For example, in our modem, sometimes we are changing the IMEI, but we read the law before to see that we are working with the law and not against it. Again, we're talking everything about going against Facebook and Instagram community rules, but we will never recommend to go over the law. This is the first rule. If you want to make money, make it clean. If you want to scale up, also like make it clean. It's impossible to scale up. Something is not going according to the law. So, but we'll not speak about a lot, since I believe that everyone here in the live is working by the law and have good intention and wants also to grow up their communities and wants to go up their accounts and their customers. So as I saw that this option is one, it has like, it's a good option, but again, if you want to do it in scale up, you need to find an office, buy a lot of phones, different phones, and you will still get blocks. In general, I don't recommend that. Maybe only if you have like 3-4 clients and you want to do it yourself, and also then make sure that you're buying a lot of phones and you're doing it yourself. And the worst, like again, why I said that you will have like less followers than like, for example, other platforms, because you are a human, you can't track where you got more interactions and more sources. For example, if you choose like a source like Nike and you want to go all their followers, you will not know at the end how many people got from Nike and how many people got for Adidas account, if you're like a shoes brand, because you really can't track like everyone that you followed and then check it backwards. It will take a lot of time. It will make confusion, but and also like exhaust anyone that you will hire to do that. even if it will be in a third world country. The second of them is we're talking about is called macro. Again, macro is running automations over phones. There are two versions of that. It's running like on Android when you build how you move your hands on the screen, or how this is how Fluke works. They said that they have. I talked to them like a year and a half ago. A year ago, I didn't speak to them since then and didn't test it since then. So I really cannot say like how it's going right now. But with my experience, when I tried to work with them, there was actually more blocks than any other platform that I used. I believe that they may change it, but again, they're working on like two different phones, and like when you scale up for 5,000 people, like working on the same phone, working from Estonia, it looks weird to Instagram. And again, like they're creating a lot of patterns, since again, the phones, they can get your locations, they can get your IMEI, even if you're switching and deleting the phones, they can get there. You can get there, and like. So it's not that I recommend or not recommend. I'm just saying like the disadvantages, the advantages on the other end, comparison to hand automation, is that you can track, you can get the sources, it's easy, you don't need to know almost anything. They bring you most of the settings by themselves, they're managing it by themselves. And some people say that it's more secure since in the phone. I disagree with that. Only on the methods, not talking about Fluke. I think Fluke are really they're one of the most professional in the industry. No other people that does it. I think that they are the most professional in the industry on that technique. But I would not choose it for my own clients. The third one is we're talking about, and has a lot of changes lately, is doing on the embedded browser, on the private API. But again, I will not speak about it. Only like if you want to hear more, you can contact in the Telegram group, and we'll expand more about it. And the fourth one is like that's really cool. That's automation. That's crazy automation. Like you see, like the header is changing. And the fourth one that we're going to talk about is sharing tools. Sharing tools currently is the most recommended that I use, and also Adi uses, and I can see a lot of people going and using more and more. Its operation of sharing tools, if you can share it at the same time. When I was speaking to them, like what they're doing is working on the private API of Instagram. Currently, why I recommend it? Because it works. Like at the end, that's the most important thing when you're doing it. It works. They're doing on they're mimicking the API automation. You can see that the growth that they can see even hundreds or more per day. Some of the niches you don't even risk your own accounts, since you can use like child accounts to grow your account. And in general, as I will say, like it works. Like what it does is just mimic how Instagram things that you are doing on the app itself. And hopefully, I'm not sure even if Kenny allows it to say, but we hope that TikTok will come soon to sharing tools. Maybe Adi knows a little bit more about it, so she can add a little bit more. And in the end, it just works. So this is I'm taking us back to the start of the live. It's a play of cat and mouse. I'm sure that when they will scale up, they already have a lot of clients. When they will scale up, they will face more and more problems. But I hope that they will be smart enough also to scale up their team to bypass those things. When we shared their link last time in the group, they deleted our post, so we couldn't share it. But again, sharing tools, you can search it on Google, and you can see that they're already like looking for them. But again, good luck. And this is it about my side and about my recommendation. It's really important when you're doing it, try to differentiate from other people. They have like a couple of different packages, some that you are doing it yourself, some that you're doing the all management on their side, and all you need to bring is the scrapers, right, and the proxy, and this is it.
Thank you very much, Tal. I missed you. I think there's like question over here. I'm using Social Meter, but it has a lot of bugs. I actually haven't tried it by myself. Have you tried this bot? Social, I don't know if I said it correct. Social Meter? Social Meter? Have you tried that? Wait, I think you're on mute somehow. Wait. Please try
I
now.
think I think it's like it's one of the oldest things. Like all the time, I use like another company that I said that we couldn't say their names, so I didn't need to test them. I know that they're old company, but I never tested them to tell you what I think is about them. But maybe we will do that like the next couple of days, and then we can also give reviews about that.
Yeah, definitely. As for coupon code for sharing tools for this group, so yes, there is a coupon. It's called Dr. Jarvee, Dr. Jarvee. I will also share it after that, just before we don't want Facebook will delete this live. And the best tool for TikTok scheduling and TikTok automation, in our opinion, sharing tools going to release their TikTok automation tools by the 1st of October. So I'm not sure if they can, at the moment, you can do scheduling over there, but you can definitely, we can do like the automation actions as follow, unfollow, likes, and DMs. So it's going to be very cool. Also, tools at the moment that actually working for TikTok. Me personally, I don't know about anything. We tried a lot, and all of them just like the API of TikTok.
There was like
Crashed
auto
everything.
tucker that worked in the past, but each time that I'm talking with somebody, it's working for a week, and this is about that.
Yes, yes. And yes, as Tal mentioned, we want to explain more and talked about sharing tools to give you an inside look and how you can use that. So let me show you and show you how it's looking for the inside. Just 1 second, I want to make sure I'm using the right settings to share with you. 1 sec. Okay, cool. Um, Thank you for using support and to stay with you guys every time. Keep pushing. Thank you very much, Kenny. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny.
Cool. So let's start first with the pricing of sharing tools. So have a look. I think many of you will be interested to see that, and we're going to compare it to other tools on the market without sharing the names so much. So have a look.
It's funny. I'm not usual to work like that. I'm like fully open most of the time.
Yes, what we can do. Okay, cool. So guys, first Sharing it's a web-based tool. So what does it mean? So you don't need to actually buy or purchase any VPS or any external server or Amazon or anything. You can use it for Mac. As you can see, I'm now on Mac, and you can use it on Windows. And you can log in from any place in the world. This is very useful if you have a team, if you want to cut your expenses and stuff like that. As for pricing, so I think they have a package of like the minimum package they have, it's $10, and it's including one account, as you can see over here. It's what you need to add for that. It's the price of scrapers. As you know, it's much more safer to use scrapers, and also 4 or 5G proxy. It does come with a proxy, but you have less control in what's going on with this proxy. It's not private, of course, right? It comes with the tool. So if you want to control on 100% about your proxy, I highly recommend to get proxy from the social proxy, of course. Tal can explain more about it later. And by the way, they do Instagram automation, and they have many, many, many cool tools. It's not only Instagram automation, it's a lot more. It's not like only follow and follow. I mean, you can also do some other stuff
You
over
can do
here.
store viewing. You can do posting. You can, by the way, easily you can manage a lot of avatars like that and build like a small army. But again, you can take it with your imagination wherever you like, and maybe on the next live we'll talk about different techniques about how to create like a lead generation using that tool, and not only like growth hacking like an account, so it will be bigger.
That will be cool. Yes. So just one more thing about the pricing. As you can see, it starts with $10 and it's going up, depends on the amount of accounts you have. $30, it's like 5 accounts. We speak about main accounts, set scrapers, you can put unlimited. If you pay 100, it's 25, 250, $100, it's 150 accounts, and unlimited, I think it's like 1,000 dollars. So that's pretty cool. And yes, we do have a discount. I will share with you later on the Dr. Jarvee code. I think it's about 50% discount, something like that. So we'll share it with you. Yes, so let's get inside. As you can see, the interface of sharing tools and how it looks, very easy to understand, very interactive. Here on the left, you have the dashboard. Here you can see your account. You can make subscription, extend the subscription and everything, notification, very easy. Over here, basically on the Instagram account, you need to add your account. Let's see if I can share that. One sec. Sorry for that. I just don't want to share private
Sensitive
information.
information, yeah.
Yeah, they will kill me.
And again, in difference from all the softwares that we thought, it's just like really tentative. You can do it easily without any problems. Like go first time, read a little bit, and then just go ahead and start like going your accounts.
Yes. By the way, guys, I see your questions. We're going to answer all of the questions on the end, so we can keep asking. All good. We will get into that. Cool. So basically what you need to do, you need to go to the account if you want to add a new account and click on an account. Here you put the username, the password. On sharing tools, you can choose if you want to emulate iOS or Android device. We recommend to go with the default, the iOS. They have actually much less bots running on iOS user agent, so it's much better as we see that. A verification you can choose, but we recommend to keep it with the email, so you will get like an email to verify you with a code. It's not always like that. It depends which proxy you're using. With 4 and 5G proxies, you don't need always to verify the account. And again, the proxy is optional, but we highly recommend to use a 4 or 5G proxy. This is what we are doing for our clients and our accounts, just to be safe. Tal, you want to explain more about the proxy now or later, or?
Yeah, and again, it's really, if you can stop the sharing.
Sure.
Okay. Actually, it's really easy. You can go to our website, the social proxy, purchase a proxy on your location. It's always recommended to use a proxy as close as possible to your location. But again, if you don't have this option, you can always use like a worldwide. People are flying all the time. It will not have any problem. We have actually a promotion also to this live. We will also publish the coupon for 15 euros a discount. Using our proxies will help you to get less blocks. Again, like blocks are inevitable. Inevitable when you're doing social media automation for the long run. If we're talking again not about like a week or 2 weeks, if we're talking like on a term of a year, it's impossible even if you're doing manual to get not blocked. But again, this is part of the game. It's okay to get blocked. It's called, as long as you're not getting disabled, and even that, it's not the end of the world, as we saw that with the one that we cannot say the name that happens. And the smart thing is to recap as fast as possible to find a real way to help your clients. And actually, this is it. Let me share a little bit. And we have actually new New York proxies that you can see. Our
Wait,
Texas, yeah.
we cannot see the screen, by the way.
I know. 1 second.
Okay, cool. Okay.
We currently have 6 locations. Only 4 of them are available. Texas and Germany are not available. We are out of stock currently, so you can choose from Israel, Austria, UK, and US. We hope actually the new server in US can get between 100 and 400 Mbps, which puts the fastest proxy 4G in the world. And you can get your own proxy and also use it to sharing tools. We're working for Kenny for a long time. It will ensure more safety to your clients. And I think this is it. Just again, like in difference of what we did in the past, it's easy, and you don't need to work hard. You have Kenny's team that actually manages everything on their side for you. You don't need to think about how many follows do I need to put, what's the limit, what's the difference. You should, again, like like in the past we have done like lives for an hour and a half. It was just the tips of the iceberg to understand like what's going on there. And if you wanted to be a professional, it would took you like 3 to 4 months. But here it's just should be a tentative, add a proxy, add scrapers, and go and play.
Thank you. Thank you, Tal. But wait, I want to give them an insight, a look before we finish, if that's okay. Just so we'll see how they play with the interface. So that will be super understandable. And actually, you're right about this point. I forgot to mention. With this pricing of sharing tools, it's including the management. So your side is only to add the account, add the source, add proxy, add scrapers, and the daily management of what many of you maybe doesn't like that much. It's part of the pricing. So that's really cool. So just to show you, after you add the account into sharing tools, you need to
We
go
can
to a
even
tool.
do, by the way, like also another live maybe next week on how to connect an account from A to Z. Again, it's really easy. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes, but
Yeah,
we will also bring you it with a silver spoon.
yeah, just to think like just to take you 2 minutes maybe just to show them like just the interface over here because that's I already set it up. So just like to show you after you add the account, you go just like to the Hypervoter Pro tool here on the left. Over here you can choose which source to add. As you can see, you have many cool options, followers, likers, and so on. You can just add the username. And over you choose about the reaction that you want to do. We highly recommend to choose all of that. It's a bit spammy, but it's working. You can also do with the expression mask looking or story like algorithm. So that also, if you don't want to do the same reactions, like the same reactions from the same account again and again, and auto scraper assign mode like in another tools, so you can just check that and to make sure you will use the scrapers that you have valid. This is, by the way, you can also do follow and unfollow, but we're doing it a bit too much. I think it's much better to do 100 right now. Let's say like 100, 105, not even more than that, but we take it to the next limit.
I always
And all of
like to add the other five.
the other five, it's nice. And yes, and as for the limits and everything, you can also just add over here something called time settings where you can just put minimum number of hours and maximum number of hours so the tool won't work and it's randomly going to stop it and like turn off and turn on a different tool or different hours. So that's also very useful. And just to choose over here custom device. And basically that's it. After you click, oh, and add to proxy over here. After you did that, you just click on activated, save, and it basically should work.
And again, if I'm not wrong, it's the format. It's IP port. IP is like high speed at dot the social proxy. 2 dots, perfect. You can see like how the format goes. It's really easy. And then username and password, and you're good to go. And you will be in the location, the best location, 4G proxy, and you can go ahead.
Exactly. And that's it. Just to turn it on. And after that, Kenny's team going to help with the daily management. You can also chat with them over here or on the Telegram group. So I think pretty easy. And they have a few questions if it's okay. Let's see how we can answer the questions. Um, is there an option in sharing tools to follow followers of the source? As I've seen it as a good follow back ratio for me in the other tools I was using. So not if you're asking if you can see the follow back ratio, so not at the moment. I know that Kenny, if he's watching that, so he's working on that. The follow back ratio feature should be released in the next few weeks. But if you have inside data from other tools about it, you can just add the source you know that's already working well.
And we also have a good, I'm not sure if you uploaded it to Black Hat Growth on how to choose good sources.
Oh, and yeah, that's true. We also have the guide about it, about like the follow back ratio guide. That's good. I will show also the link here and on the Black and Road, so you can get better data. Then maybe you can answer about that. I'm a bit confused.
Yes, so thank you, Paul. Happy to see you again. You are correct. Again, as we said at the beginning, it's a play of cat and mouse. The world of automation is changing all the time. This is like the value that we and also people like you in the group brings to most of the people is keeping track on what's working on and what not. Currently, sharing tools is the best tool that we know that works the best. I also really like the tools that we cannot say that name. I use it for a lot of other platforms. like including Facebook, including LinkedIn, including YouTube, and all those platforms. Also creating like armies of avatar. I'm using that tool, but again, it really depends on what you want to achieve. If you want to grow your account, I will use definitely sharing tools. If you want to create like an army of avatars, my opinion will be divided between sharing tools and the one that we cannot say the names. And if you're talking about, for example, other platforms, excluding TikTok, I would use the other one that we cannot say that name. So it depends on the operation, and once you want to achieve, if you want to lead generation, growing account, or choosing your like your like if you're fighting like in a closed combat, you will in a closed environment, you will use a different tool. If you're working like in something which is open space, you will use a different tool. It really depends on what you want to achieve at the end.
I agree. I agree with you. And also just to add that it's always good to have more tools and more knowledge in your bucket. Like you never know what will happen to each one of these tools because you don't have control, not on Instagram or not on the tools, right? So we highly recommend to use that and to use other tools and use Phantom Booster, and you have many, many great tools. So this is about that. And not it's not working for Facebook at the moment. Ken, if you're watching that, so maybe you can comment about that.
I will be advising the opposite. Like focus on Instagram and TikTok. That's good enough for us.
Yes, this is for you, by the way. It's a question about the proxy.
And for India, while using a 4G proxy, for example, from India for an Instagram account, it is better to use mobile number of another country like Philippines or phone verification. Okay, so this is a really good question. I'm not sure if you're referring to avataring, since if you want to create accounts, you need to use like when I'm using accounts and avatars, if this is what you mean, I use like our own proxy, of course, but I don't use our own phone numbers. We're creating thousands each month. It depends on the project if a client asks. Currently, again, I will fix myself. We're not creating avatar for ourselves. We're creating for our client that asks us to help them build infrastructure for that. But this is really for really large and big companies. We're helping that achieve that. So when we're doing that, we're creating with Filipino numbers and also using a different country proxy. It will be the best if we have like thousands of phone numbers, like really cheap here in Israel or US or UK, but it will be a lot of an hassle and really expensive. The Philippines, it costs like $1 you can get 4 phone numbers. In Israel, it will be in $1 you can get third of quarter of a phone number. So it's not beneficial to me, but again, it will be the best if I could use like a lot of Israeli phone numbers and with an Israeli IPs. But again, you need to understand that what you want to achieve, because again, it will not be very effective if you want to create a lot of accounts and you need to pay a lot for it, since you will not be able to create a lot, and if you want to scrape or create interaction, it will not work. So the answer it will be, it depends. If you want to create only like 4 or 5 accounts, use the same phone number from the same country. And if you want to create a lot of accounts, build your strategy, and I will recommend to use a place that the phone numbers are cheaper. And by the way, I will also recommend to not to buy the phone numbers from the same supplier. Also, phone numbers are serialized. So if you buy like a lot of phone numbers from the same supplier, it will be, if they will get on one of your accounts, they will delete all of them at once. So if you're doing that, buy accounts from different suppliers. Even if you're buying, for example, want to build 4 accounts in your own country, I will buy like from each store a different SIM card and then use each of them to create a different account, so to not to risk it. When I'm buying in the Philippines, there are actually sellers that buy used phone numbers that I actually found them like working better than phone numbers that wasn't used, since they have like certain capabilities like on other websites. For example, if someone created accounts like on Alibaba or other websites in the Philippines, they will work better on Instagram because they have certain capability until now.
Thanks a lot, Tal.
I hope that I answered what he meant. I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, so if it's not a good answer yet, so you can comment and ask more questions. I'm not sure about the name of the guy, just so you cannot see that. Two more things I forgot to mention actually, it's about adding the scrapers. So what you need to do when you buy a license of sharing tools, you need to add the account, add a proxy, and add the scrapers. Three things, right? So the scrapers, I'm just going to share it very quick, just to show you. It's very simple. You can get it from Account Market, or you can get it from Project One, or any other good source you have of scrapers account, that this account is going to do the scraping for the main, so your main account will be safer. And just to explain a bit what you need to do, you need to go to sharing tools, and over here, if you will click on the bulk account on the bottom, you can add multiple scrapers. As you can see, we had a lot of scrapers over here. And the format is to put username and then password. And after you're just adding them over here, and you can add a proxy if you have many scrapers. So it would be good to add the proxy. If you have just like 10 or 20 scrapers, it's okay, you don't have to add a proxy. And you can choose about medium. So it will add them like on a medium speed, activate, and then you can just add them. And then automatically, with the settings we show you, sharing tools will use the active scrapers from here. And I saw a question about schedule content on bulk. So yes, there is an option over here. It's called add post. You can add media over here. You can select files. You can add content. And you can even
Add
make sure
story,
to,
reels.
yeah, yes, exactly. Everything real story, post, feed. And you can also have a calendar option. Have a look at the interface. It's really very, very easy. I can even make sure we add a post even now today and everything, and I can choose the account I want. So it's very easy to use. 1 second, I will stop that. So this is about this question about you can create your own post and schedule it in
It's
bulk.
been a long time since we had a lot of questions on automation, right?
I think now it's I think maybe we all need some help. By the way, Kenny answered that the sharing tools, Facebook is not on plan yet. TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, sorry, on their roadmap. So that's cool. I will answer about that. Yes, I do have a video showing about the mass stories likes. It was with sharing tools. It should still working. It's very risky, true, but everything is very risky. Like I think I'm trying to be very transparent about it and to tell the things as they are, and not to say everything is safe and nothing will never happen. So I think there is no way to avoid the risk. Basically, there is a risk if you're using sharing tools or if you use any other kind of automation tool. Now the question if you're going to try that and take this risk or not. From what we see, there's like can be verification pop-ups and everything, but it's not something you can just avoid. There's no tool I can say in 100% it's 100% safe to use. That would be paid ads to pay Instagram, and that would be very costly. This is what I can say. Yes, the live is record. Yes, there's a system of scrapers and sharing tools. Why need to add extra scrapers? It's the system is not coming with the scrapers, but this is a question that maybe Ken you can also answer about that. I think if you compare it to other tools on the market, we don't need to say the names, but just any kind of tool, they give you like the tool itself, but you do need to add the scrapers if you think about it. Of course, you can also avoid. I know some people using sharing tools without scrapers, but I can tell you, and Tal, I think you will agree, it's very risky to scrape data from Instagram at the moment. They are changing their API and stuff all the time.
I
So
will tell just don't do that.
yeah, it's even too risky.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, we are not, by the way, the owners of sharing tools. We are not part of the company. We, of course, affiliated with them, and we want to promote any kind of solution or like good for the automation people. So pretty much like that. Any more questions? Thought you want to add more stuff. What do you think? It's the
I
end.
think this is enough for now, right?
Okay, wait. So before we finish, maybe let's do. I want to do a poll with the people over here. So who have the meta glasses and who think already about automation on the metaverse? Let's see if some people already thought about that. Here's Kenny's answer about your question. There is no system scrapers. We just provide free slots for scrapers. So instead of system slave, we provide the ability to add your own slave. We also provide proxies for slave. That's pretty cool. So you don't even need to pay for the slaves, right? Slaves, scrapers, the same word. Any more questions, guys, before we finish and going to.
Last questions.
If you have, by the way, more questions about sharing tools, there is a Telegram group of sharing tools. We will share the link, and if you can also share the link of the Telegram. You're welcome to ask any questions about it over there, and also in our Telegram group. Uh, you're welcome. What about blocks and how to avoid them? How can we spot them on the new system? So basically, what you will see, you will have like a re-login required, a button, like a red button. The account cannot work, and basically you can open the browser to see if you need to fix it or not, similar to other tools. Um, so you will be see that it will be shown. Yes, it can be API block, temporary lock, or any other stuff that you already know. But very easy, I think. Honestly, if you like, it's much easier than other tools on the market. It's Yeah, you will see. Even if you try that, the code you can try it. I will share the code in the link so you can play with that a bit. And the minimum price is about, I think, $10, the minimum package. So
Which is great for a start.
yeah, it's really, really good. You don't have to buy. We recommend to get a proxy in the scrapers for any account. Yeah, but you're welcome to test it by your own. Yes, and I think we will finish. Last question. The results are really good, by the way. I don't know if the people saw the results I showed on the start, but this is the numbers. You can get 50 followers a day, 100 even. Some accounts can get even more than that. There are some accounts who even get 100, 200 followers a day. So it's very useful. And also, like, they have updates every week. They are like, can be much more transparent and much more active with the updates. I don't know exactly how it works, of course, behind the scenes, but I can say they are like very active and they're like releasing the updates every few days. So that's really good. And yes, let's go to play. So Tal, next live, get the metaverse. The next live going to be with the VR. So guys, if you don't have the VR of Meta, try this.
It's about time.
It's about time. It's very cool. There will be avatars and automation of the metaverse. So wait for that. Which brings in more followers, follower story viewing. Depends. I can say that what we recommend to do is to combine both of these strategies. So do mass likes views and do follow and follow. We have some accounts who are doing 200 follow and follow, and we have some accounts who are doing 100, 150. It's working well. So just combining both, and then you will get the maximum amount of results.
Exactly.
Cool. We'll try it with it. That's cool. Cool. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. It was cool. Have a great
Thank you very
weekend.
much.
See you next time. Bye bye.